Hi, I'm Matt Ryan, and I'm here for another version of Hornet Highlights. Today I'm joined by Jen Marinko, who's a math teacher here at East Hartford High School. Hi, Jen. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm very good. Thanks
Great.
for having me here.
Thanks for coming today. So, Jen, how many years have you been here? Because I'm trying to remember if you were here when I got here, or were you one of the first early hires?
So I'm at 20 years here. Started as a student teacher in 2003.
03. So you were here a couple years before me.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks
That's
for
right.
that.
Well, I was already at the middle school.
Very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So besides teach math here, right? You've had multiple roles, but the latest thing that you've been involved in, and for years now, has been the Iron Hornet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was lucky enough to be an original volunteer when Eric White and Todd Swed started the Iron Hornet here in 2013.
2013.
Yep.
Okay.
So this will be our 12th year doing it, which is wonderful. And it evolved to myself and Miss Krober being the co-advisors of the club.
Yep.
And then Vendetti jumps in and helps out. Vaughn helps out. Melizia helps out. And there's a lot of adult volunteers that help run the event and keep it going. We started the club because students wanted to do more for veterans.
Right.
And it started before COVID. I want to say maybe the class of 2020. So they would have been in school for a year and a half when we started the club. And that's just kind of what kept going. So we get more involved with veteran events involving firefighters, first responders, police officers.
Yep.
We participate in the Brian Asselton, whether we volunteer. We don't run. We volunteer at the event.
And that's usually held in January?
January, yeah, the
Right.
Snow Dash.
Right.
And then we also pack boxes with Frank Forrest and his group, SOS, here in Connecticut. And that's right in East Hartford. And we ship packages overseas to our veterans.
Oh, wow.
And our military that are serving. We also get involved in our disabled American veterans. They do Christmas in February for the Veterans Hospital. And our students, some of them come down and help us hand out Christmas bags.
Nice.
But Iron Hornet has been the largest fundraiser we've been able to do, which benefit the disabled American veterans here in town.
Right.
So it's been quite exciting to see it evolve over the years.
It's evolved. That's the perfect word for it.
Yeah.
It went from a one event to more of the year-round kind of experience.
Yes, and that's the kids wanted to do more for our veterans, which I think is huge for kids to recognize how we have to show gratitude for those that have given so much for them to have the freedom. All
Now,
of
do
us
you
that
guys
freedom
still
have.
do the Community Awareness Day?
Yeah, so we...
Like you were in a room or something like that?
Yeah,
on
so
Community Awareness
we
Day?
share with the school community
Okay.
what it is that Iron Hornet does and who we give back to and how we try and benefit the East Hartford community
Wow.
by focusing on our veterans, military, and first responders.
It's a great event. I have run it several times.
Yes.
Not recently. I have to save my back and neck. But can you just kind of explain this event?
Yeah.
And then we can also transfer that into what's going to happen this year because we have a couple new things.
Yeah, no, pretty excited. So when it began, Todd Swed and Eric White and myself had run a Tough Mudder.
That's right. You guys used to do the competitions.
Right.
Right.
So that is something that donates to our wounded warriors.
Right.
And then as it transitioned into donating to that organization, when myself and Mike Vaughn were the advisors, Mike Vaughn wanted to bring it more local, which is how we partnered up with donating to the disabled American veterans here in East Hartford.
Which is right local. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yep. So that it's evolved, but it started as an obstacle course modeled after the Tough Mudder.
Yep.
And we used the East Hartford High School campus to kind of build obstacles and challenges for the kids to do as they run. It's about 3 miles. We end up with a new obstacle.
It feels like 6 people. It feels like 6 miles.
Yeah, I'm lucky that we're so busy now that I don't have an opportunity to run it after we've built it.
Yeah.
Because we used to alternate. I would run it every other year,
Okay.
and someone else would handle all the start line things, and then now I'm lucky enough to just watch.
Right.
But yeah, so it's about 3 miles. We have probably close to 20 challenges or obstacles. People can always opt to walk around it and not participate. So it's really open to all the students and staff and alumni. And then we break it back down almost as quick as we put it up.
Right.
Because it's a one-day event.
One day.
One day.
So this year, we are doing it on May 23rd.
Yes, it's a Thursday.
Yep.
Right after school. During the school day, our DJ, he's been a dedicated, I say volunteer, but he donates a lot of his time for a small fee. That's Mike of B Entertainment.
Nice.
He's been the fellow who's been our announcer for as long as I can remember.
Wow.
And he books his calendar a year in advance to make sure he's here because he understands the cause. Rainbow Graphics has been our t-shirt designer for all of the years that we've done the t-shirt contest, which Connor Mason is the winner of this year.
He won again?
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my! So this is the T-shirt this year, right?
Yep. Connor Mason as a junior this year, sophomore last year.
Wow!
We'll
So
see
he's
what
2
he
years
comes
in a
up-
row.
Mhm.
Okay.
This is the first time we've had the vote go his way twice.
Wow, that's
Yep,
great.
So we're really excited for him. And on May 23rd, we have a special ceremony where we are honoring 2 families in our community where they have family members that were missing in action.
Right.
Veterans in our Vietnam War, and their families are going to be present at our opening ceremony to receive their plaques of honor.
Right.
And
And that's a new thing this year.
Yes, this
correct?
is a
Yeah.
special ceremony. Yep. Heather Viveros comes down from Massachusetts. She is the founder of Give to Those, and she partnered with an organization that honors families across the country. And we're lucky to have her come and
Wow.
present to our East Hartford residents.
That's great.
So that'll be part of our opening ceremony this year. And
That'll
that
kick
is
it off the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So we're excited about that.
So on that day, then after the ceremony, then we have 4 waves.
We
or
have
5
5.
waves. 5 waves of runners.
Yep,
Want
but
to just
I-
explain how that works?
Yeah, so oftentimes staff members that want to win have to start with the seniors.
Right.
I'll say it again. Any staff member that wants to win, you have to start with the seniors. Otherwise, the staff wave is after the seniors start.
Right.
So we don't want anyone to not be able to win that works here.
There are some people who are very competitive.
Very competitive, and,
they
I
need-
love
yeah,
that.
that's
I
great.
love it. Yep. So we have a heat that's staff, alumni, and military members. Anyone who's former military, even if they didn't attend East Hartford High School, they can come and participate.
Right.
Because it's veterans helping veterans, military helping
Yep.
military.
And don't we have a couple of our recruiters that join in? And
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
that's
what
good.
was cool last year was the first time we had a recruiter who had a senior who was going to be joining their military, and they got to run it together.
Nice.
So that was pretty cool to
Yeah.
see. But yeah, so we have 5 waves, and they go about every 3 or 4 minutes. We let another wave go, and they finish in whatever order they finish. And then we have our award ceremony, and bragging rights usually go to 2 at the top of every class, including our staff.
Yeah. And then we put the hose out behind SEBA.
Yes.
And we hose people off from all the mud.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And we also have a smoothie machine. We
Yep.
have granola bars, water.
Yep, student council comes through with the snow cone machine and serves snow cones to all of the racers. We have Sodexo that comes through with their smoothies that the students always love. I have to give a shout out to our East Hartford Fire Department.
Yep.
They come and they muddy up our mud pit but the day of the event, which has
Right.
always been a huge asset if we don't have rain.
Right towards the end of the race.
Yes, they
Of
come
course,
out
is the mud
muddiest,
pit, and,
yeah.
and that's where I stand to watch everybody dive into the mud.
Yeah,
that's-
it is one of the favorite views.
Yep,
Yeah, we have 2
definitely.
mud pits, but the end is always the best
Yeah,
one.
yeah. So, any new obstacles this year?
Well, they're always a secret.
Okay, okay.
Yep. I got to keep them a secret. Sometimes they're brand new, and other times they're revisions of something old.
Okay.
We always try to get at least 1 new obstacle per year.
Nice.
Things may change because sometimes our military recruiters want to bring some things of their own.
Okay.
There was 1 year we had axe throwing.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Luckily, it was all blown up and it was air and not actual. But the kids enjoyed it. It was
Yeah.
something different that they got to participate in.
Right.
But the challenge of getting the bullseye was pretty extreme. We had a little bit of a backup there at that obstacle.
Right. So, what do you think? What do people think is the toughest? I remember I had, I think two of mine that I remember were the toughest. But when people talk about it, what do they
So
tell you?
surprisingly, our students don't like bugs
Okay.
and darkness.
Okay.
So the sewer tunnel crawl
Yeah.
is probably the scariest for them.
That was one of my 2.
Yeah,
By
I
the
mean-
way, the sewer crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not enclosed space, dark, wet. You scrape your knees a little bit. You don't know what's there. Yeah. I'm all
Yeah.
set with that one.
Yeah. So we do have we call it the chicken trail.
Yep.
The
It is
other
the
trail
chicken, yeah.
where you can go around it
Right.
if you need to.
Yeah. There's
you
always
can't-
an opt out, but you gotta try it.
Right.
You gotta
so,
try.
So one of the things, opting out of that one doesn't allow you to win,
Right.
only because that's a big cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, winners are winners. That's it. That's how
Yeah.
that's how it is in a
Yes.
race. What about the sand crawl?
Yeah.
So that to me was probably the toughest one, whereas the tunnel is the scariest.
Yes.
The toughest one is the ropes are this high, you're trying to crawl through, and you're just weaving through the sand volleyball court,
Yes.
getting sand absolutely everywhere.
Yeah. We did decide to shorten that one last year because it did bottleneck a little bit, because it's hard.
It is hard.
Crawling on your hands and knees for a very long time.
Yep.
So maybe when you cheer people on at that one, you will see that it's a U.
Okay.
So you're going in and around. And
Oh, so you're not zigzagging 4 times.
so there's not
All right.
as much of a zigzag.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very good.
But there is
Very
just
good.
as much sand. We make sure of that.
Yeah. I would imagine. Well, Jen, thank you very much for joining us and talking about the Iron Hornet and how it's evolved, right, from a one-day event to a year-long of supporting our veterans, which is
Yeah.
really important.
Absolutely agree.
And thank you for all you do for the Hornet community.
I thank you for having me here to talk about it. If you are interested and you are an alumni here, please feel free to come down at 2 o'clock, sign our waiver, pay your $5, and come support our veterans.
Awesome. We'll see you there.
Thank you.